appetite is like this, what should I sell? And AI can suggest to you what should be sold to that person. Now, even there some mistake can be made, but here everything will have an auditable trail. Why AI recommended what it recommended can be audited, and therefore even if a mistake is made, you can change the model to say, no, you must take this risk also into account and not recommend stuff of this sort. Now, between humans, when there is an interaction, if I say later I didn't missell because he didn't tell me these things, there is no way of knowing the truth. But if AI is doing it, actually everything becomes auditable. So what you are saying is something definitely, I think, financial professionals will be taking that, because it is going to make everything auditable for them, and they can definitely prevent such things from happening.
Ma'am, one follow-up question to you. Your previous bank, SBI, are they following this kind of, have you approached them? Are they convinced to go for?
So, SBI should comment for SBI. I will not comment for SBI. I can only tell you these lunchtime jokes are more a figment of imagination. I served in SBI for 40 years and 1 month. In 40 years and 1 month, I have never had a full hour's lunchtime. Never ever. Never ever, absolute. Most of the time we have lunch at our desk while working or in a meeting or with customers. That's the only way we have lunch, okay? So, I'm not saying there are not people who don't take that kind of lunchtime. But that is true of every organization. You show me one organization, whether public or private, where you don't have people who do these things. There are people who really and truly take their job seriously and serve with all their might in every organization. And there are people who slack off in every organization. Now, saying it particularly in respect of SBI, I think is really very, to me it is very upsetting. I find it extremely upsetting, given the kind of work that we do. Because whether it be during demonetization, whether it be during any of the, Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana, whether it be during the regular times, the kind of troubles that we take, the kind of places that bank has branches in, whether it be in Kargil, whether it be in the islands of Lakshadweep, whether it be in, really, really remote places. If there is anybody in those remote places, it's the army and us and nobody else. Okay? So to that extent, I think, SBI has really and truly served the nation in more ways than you can imagine. During, for instance, the Chennai floods, when nothing was available, SBI people went in boats with POS machines so that you could swipe your ATM cards and they gave cash. Nobody told them to do this. It was all done by the bank itself. No government asked us to do these things. In Srinagar, when there were floods, luckily our currency chest was on the first floor. We were the only bank that were supplying notes during the Srinagar floods, because it took a long time for the water to recede. During demonetization time, I'll tell you, one of these days when I landed in Delhi, I checked the ATM machines over there, and there is a whole bank of ATM machines. The only machine that was working was the SBI ATM, and the person in charge was standing there at that point of time. I asked him, how many times have you filled the ATM today? And he said 19 times. 19 times that day that ATM machine had been filled. So there are lots of stories. If you want stories on SBI, I can tell a lot of stories. But I should allow SBI people to say that. I'm no longer with them. So it's not my place. But I can tell you that those jokes, I think, are unwarranted. They are not warranted.
Ma'am, how does,
excuse
my
me,
last question to you.
We just have,
how does...
We're really running out of time. We'll just take this one last question quickly.
Ma'am, how does digital transformation affect business growth?
Digital transformation affect, I think you should take it.
No, so digital transformation effects means what I hear you saying, that how digital transformation helps in augmenting business growth. Like I said, in banking context, we talk about 3 kinds of customers. One is say new to bank, second is say known to bank, KTB, and third is say existing to bank. If I have to look at new to bank customers in the country today, fortunately with youth, so many youth, they are actually going through the life cycle journey. they all need banking products. So digital transformation and a Salesforce akin platform has an ability to go back and say which customer may likely need which product, and using the power of AI and the end-to-end digital journey, we can fulfill those needs. For a known-to-man customer who would have done one or two transactions, we can understand the customer better and go back and make them existing customer. And for an existing customers who is availing only one product, maybe having only fixed deposit with me or a savings account, we can actually go back and fulfill many more product lines which most of the customers would need. So it essentially not only fulfills the customer expectation and requirement, but it therefore gives us significant growth opportunity. So that's how digital transformation helps.
ম্যাডাম একটা প্রশ্ন, সেটা হচ্ছে
সময় হয়ে গেছে।
না খুব বেশি সময় নেব না, বিষয়টা হচ্ছে আজকের প্রোগ্রামটা নিয়ে এআই আমাদের এত কিছু করছে আমাদেরকে রেজিস্ট করার জন্য। টেকনোলজি ফর ম্যানকাইন্ড আমরা ছোট থেকেই শুনে এসেছি, কিন্তু এই টেকনোলজি আজকের দিনে যেখান থেকে আমাদের এটিএম কার্ড ফ্রড হচ্ছে, যেখান থেকে আমাদের অনেক কিছু ফ্রড হচ্ছে, যেটা এআই কেন করতে পারছে না। এআই আমাদের সকল ডাটা বার করতে পারছে, কিন্তু আমাদের ওইটা রেজিস্ট করতে পারছে না, আমাদেরকে বাঁচাতে পারছে না।
আমাদেরকে বাঁচাতে পারছে না is not really true. As I told you, there are weak links in the chain, and the weak links is not AI. AI is not the weak link. AI is doing a lot in order to identify that this could be fraudulent. But every single player in the whole chain needs to be equally aware and vigilant. If they are not, if they are allowing those cards to be accessed by somebody, if they are sharing their PIN numbers, there is very little that AI can